right, 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Friday morning. When it's Friday and you hear that song, who's that? Was it Thomas Dolby was the guy who did that song? Blinded Me with Science by Science. Jim George is usually here when you hear that music. He is the owner of American Cable Services, and he usually gives us information about what we can do to make our homes more entertaining with cable and all the different things that are associated with cable coming into our homes, not just the movies and the fun stuff, but also, well, I guess it's all fun, right, but also communications. We have something different today. Claudiana Paulus is here. She's the publisher of Innovation Ocala magazine, and I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Claudiana. Did I do all right?
You are. Thank you.
Well, thank you
for having us.
And you have some guests of your own. Josh Gwynn is with Advanced Tire. Karen Lorzell is with Hospice. I love Hospice, by the way. I'll tell you later why. Paul Stenterford has been with us before, actually. He's with Stenterford Construction Services. So I'm going to turn around and stop being rude with my back to you. I had to look this way for a while. Good morning to everybody. Thank you for coming in.
Good morning. Thank you.
I'm going to tell you, is this a new magazine, Innovation Ocala?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow.
It's been in print for about 8 months.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you. Is there a theme, like if a mission statement, if you will, for the magazine?
Yes, we actually promote entrepreneurs and startup companies here in Marion County.
Oh,
locally.
wow. I love entrepreneurism.
Yes, so do I.
I love the idea of saying, you know what, I've got an idea on how to be independent. I would rather be free and sacrifice money. In other words, working for a big corporation making lots of money is not as attractive to me as making less than that. I mean, you still have to make money. And being in control, even if it is an 80-hour-a-week job, you know how that works.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So is this your entrepreneurial idea?
It was a team effort I was working at the business incubator, the Ocala power plant, and we were thinking of a way how to promote the entrepreneurs in there.
Uh-huh.
And we decided to start up with a magazine because there was no market medium that promoted only the entrepreneurs.
Okay.
And that vision has grown since then. We are going all over Marion County and finding entrepreneurs and putting them on the cover.
Wow,
and just helping them out since they don't have that market budget.
That's awesome. And do you think it'll expand beyond Ocala? Is Innovation Ocala going to be Innovation Period at one time?
We are actually starting publications all over Central Florida.
Oh, okay.
We are starting one in Leesburg, partnering there with the incubator and with the local chamber.
Oh, I see.
We
okay.
also are starting, we should have one in print by September in Gainesville. And then we have someone working right now in Daytona too.
Wow. And I love that spirit. That's why people come to America, is to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to do it on my own.
I'm actually one of those people.
You have an accent. Yeah, where are you from?
I am from Albania.
Albania? I'm going to tell you, where's Albania? Where's Albania?
It's southeast of Europe, so above Greece, across from Italy.
Okay, yeah, I would have guessed around there.
Mediterranean small country.
Yeah, well, good for you. So what you said to you couldn't be an entrepreneur in Albania, or it's just difficult, or?
It was just an opportunity that was given to me to become a permanent resident in the United States.
Wow.
So I was 20 and I had the chance and I took it.
And now 21? No, I'm trying to guess. You're right.
A little bit more than that.
A little bit more? So English is second language, right?
Yes.
Wow. Albanian is the language?
Yes.
Wow. See, I learned something. You learn something new every day. I'm done. I can go to bed now. I've learned something new. Well, okay, so I don't know exactly how you want to do it. I was a little confused if you were sitting in for Jim or if I was just going to interview everybody. So do you want to be the host? Do you want me to ask the questions, or?
You can ask the questions.
I can ask the questions. All right. Now let me shift because I have my notes here on everybody's name. Karen Lorzell. Yes. You're with Hospice. If you just kind of pull that microphone over. Let me tell you why I love Hospice. Because I've had people in my family who are no longer with us, and everybody in your profession, I guess you would say, your Hospice of Marion County specifically?
That is correct.
Okay, so directly your agency helped out my mom, and the Citrus County Hospice helped out my dad. So you guys are awesome. Right. I don't know how... you know what? I didn't realize how much you guys did, you men and women did, before I needed you. When I needed you and you were there, I knew what it meant. And to be honest, when I first found out that Hospice was coming, I thought, no, that means they're done. And it does. No, you don't agree? But It did. I mean, their lives ended, and so it must have meant that. But you helped. It's kind of like, if I could imagine what heaven is like, and I'm not pretending I know, but I imagine there's somebody there, like the greeter at Walmart, saying, "Come on, I'll help you out." So, but you help us out at the end, and everybody else, if that makes sense.
And Larry, there are so many misperceptions about hospice. And I'm sure, you may not have had the whole picture before you actually needed the hospice care, but a lot of people think that hospice is where you go to die, and it is really about living. It is about living the highest quality of life that you can live at this stage.
At that time, yeah. I guess that's true, yeah.
And, hospice all starts when a patient, a loved one, has a terminal illness. So they've already, they've got the illness. And also it starts with a prognosis of 6 months. And one of the big issues with hospice is people wait so late to come on to hospice, because what we can do for them is help them manage their pain and their symptoms. And there's actually statistics that show the sooner you come on hospice, the longer you can actually live. And so big misperception, they just think it's the end, there's no hope, this is it. But we really can help manage that pain, manage those symptoms to give you that higher quality.
That's exactly, and that's exactly what I experienced from everybody. When it was all said and done, I believe somebody called me up and asked me if I had, if I wanted to fill out a questionnaire or answers, and I said, "There's nothing bad I can say." Everybody was as kind and took their time with me, with my questions. Just absolute. I can't say enough good stuff. I was walking through the mall with Robin at Christmas time, and there was a lady sitting there that we knew at a table, and I didn't realize she was there with hospice. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? What are you doing here? Oh, I'm selling ornaments. Really? What for? Oh, we're raising money for hospice. Oh, you got to be kidding. So I said, there's no way I'll ever be able to pay hospice back for all that you did. So, I mean, $5 for an ornament, and we bought a couple little things just to help out. There's no way. I mean, there's no way I could ever repay you. Even if there was a dollar amount that you could tell me, there's a value that went beyond money. So thank you. By the way, you have a cute accent too.
I was going to tell you I don't have an Albanian accent. I have a Georgia accent.
That is a cute accent.
Thank you. I do at some point hope that I can give people a telephone number to call.
You can do it right now.
Hospice of Marion County, just to learn more about how you can refer to Hospice of Marion County, and that number is 352 873 7415.
Okay.
And you will be speaking with a very experienced staff that can tell you about hospice, what is the criteria to come on service. I also wanted to say Hospice of Marion County is a not-for-profit organization.
Okay.
So when you buy those ornaments or you help us out with fundraising, all of those funds go back in to take care of our patients and families.
By the way, I saw a piece the other day that touched me. There was a guy in hospice. In other words, he's dying. I know you don't like to say that, but he was, he's on his way out. All of his life, he played these Indian flutes. He loves these hand-carved Indian flutes. And, I'm not an Indian flute CD owner. I don't own any CDs like that. But he did. And there was if you're a Beatle fan, then you know the Beatles. If you're an Indian flute player, you know the big Indian flute player guy, whoever he is. And there is a guy who is like the star of the Indian flutes. And so the family knew somebody who knew somebody. It's like the Kevin Bacon thing, the 6 degrees of separation between the Indian flute guy and us. So they invited him, and the rest of the story, I'll make it shorter. He showed up at hospice. He played his Indian flute. The man in hospice, and I know that one of the myths in the notes I have here says hospice is not a place, and that's true too, because both my parents were not in a hospice cottage. They were both at home. But anyway, this guy was. He was in a hospice cottage, and they came to him. They played flute together, In other words, it would be like a Beatle fan playing with Paul McCartney, and then dying. Well, he didn't die in the video, but the point is, it was such a nice gesture for this guy who got nothing financially out of it. It was just his spirit, and it showed in his music too, by the way.
Well, as you know, music is very impactful.
Yeah.
And so we do have a music therapy program, and it does help people in many, many ways, and families. So that's another service that we do offer.
Well, Karen, just thank you, and thank you for what you do. Claudiana, just going back to you for a second. Did you invite the other 3 guests today?
I did.
So Jim called you and said, hey, we want you to host my show. He's in North Carolina, I believe, right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So do you live here in Ocala?
I do.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let me see. Paul is next over there. Paul, you've been here before. How you doing?
Yes, I have. How are you, Larry?
Good to see you.
You too?
Your business is your business. You are an entrepreneur.
Yes, correct.
So how long have you been doing this?
Started it just under 10 years ago from myself in my living room.
And how did that happen? I mean, did you say, I want to leave the job I'm at now, or where were you the day before?
I've had a general contractor's license since 1985, and just one of those things where my employer was, at the time, was going into a different field.
Oh, okay, okay.
We did mostly commercial industrial, and he was going into residential, and I kind of favored the commercial industrial, but decided it was time. I think I was 42 at the time, and I thought, you get older and might feel too old to do that. So
you got the Johnny Depp gene too. How many years ago?
10. I'll be 52 in October.
You got the Johnny Depp. He's got the Johnny Depp.
Don't tell anyone.
Young gene, right?
This isn't public, right?
You know what I mean by Johnny? Yeah, this is not public. Don't worry. This is all just in this room. So Johnny Depp looks young, right? So does Paul. Wow.
Thank you.
Is it
take the vitamins?
Don't
Flintstone
tell him
vitamins
that.
every day.
Is it the pirate makeup? Do you wear pirate makeup a lot? You specifically, are you the guy who draws up the plans?
No, that would be an architect.
Okay.
We're a general contractor. In other words, I am the what they call the prime contractor, which orchestrates the entire project. Like if architect, we might bid or be awarded a project that has plans already made, and we will run the project as a construction manager. Typically, is what we're also called, where we monitor and oversee the plumbers, the electricians, the masons, the concrete installers.
You know what always amazes me? When a building is going up, let's take the Freedom Tower, for example, the World Trade Center centerpiece, I guess, the new one. I guess it's not completely done yet. But when a building is done, new building is done. Oh, this happened with the Swan Hotel down in Orlando. You see the photograph of the ribbon cutting, and standing in front of it is 2 or 3, maybe 12 guys, whatever. And they're so proud of their creation. And you say, wait a minute. I know there's a couple of guys that worked on that building. They should be in that picture. Yeah, their hard work that went into that building.
It's a largely team effort.
It's a huge team effort.
I mean, when you say the architect has a staff and members. The engineers do. You have mechanical, structural, civil engineers that are all involved that work typically under the architect. And me, I'm labeled as the general contractor. I have a wonderful team in place. Everyone is very well educated and experienced in what they do, and we've been doing it for a long time. Most of my employees are older than me, so we come with a lot of experience over 30 years, and we like it. We enjoy it.
Do you have a project happening right now?
Yes and no. We've just coming off a large project,
off a large one,
getting ready to start a couple.
In the years of doing this, do you have like one that is like your favorite one to talk about? Maybe.
Yeah, we just completed a very large home. It was 9,000 square feet under roof.
Wow.
In Ocala.
Wow.
Excuse me. And very proud of it. And that's one of the things we've done recently in the economic downturn over the years is diversifying to stay alive.
It's one family lives in that house?
Yes.
Wow.
It's a 6,000 square foot living area, but with the out spaces in the garage and things.
Wow.
There's 9,000 on the roof.
But anything really special about the house? Anything cool?
It's a very contemporary.
They got a hidden chamber somewhere?
No, it's contemporary. It's fully automated, very well insulated and energy efficient. LED lighting throughout. The house is automated with you can run the house with an iPad. But it's
run the house with an iPad.
More something you'd see in South Beach or California, not Ocala. Typically.
Wow.
Ocala is more of a traditional home place. But
you probably can't say the name of the owner, but is it a famous person? Can't say that either. Yeah. That sounded like a yes to me, didn't it? Yeah, I think it was.
They're wonderful community members.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for what you do. And I remember when you were here last time, we were always impressed with just the way you presented yourself. So. Thank you for coming back.
Certainly.
This is kind of a nice kind of a little reunion to see you. Josh, this is our first time meeting you. Josh Gwynn.
Thank you.
Advanced Tire Service. Where is that? Where is Advanced Tire Service?
We're actually located on 2418 East Silver Springs Boulevard, right next door to Charlie Horse.
Right next door to Charlie Horse, right down the road here.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, I know exactly where you are. How long is that your business?
It's actually my brother, Jeff Gwynn.
Okay.
He's the owner and operator.
Are you guys related to the mayor?
That is, we're cousins.
Oh, you're cousins. Okay.
Yes.
Don't look like him at all. Is that where the mayor gets his tires?
No.
No! That's crazy. What's the matter?
We need to give him a call.
Need to give him a call. Yeah. So how did this start for you? How did you get into this business? I have a tire business story to tell you about. Were you always there? Was that always your location?
No, it was actually Mark 1, I believe, diagnostic.
Okay, but
and then before that it was bacon, I believe.
But where was your business before?
Well, this is how I got started. My dad ran a tire company for about 22 years, and my brother worked for him, and I worked for him. And we decided after a period of time, my brother was turning almost where Paul said he started out.
Right.
And it was time to make a change. It was time to do something on my brother, for my brother on his own.
Right.
And he decided, he took a leap of faith and opened up the tire store. Started with 2 people, him and a master mechanic, and it's grown now from 2 people to 10 people in 19 months. He
wow, that's very quick.
Yes, sir.
Wow. When a tire man ends his career, does he retire?
Only if he's tired.
You probably heard it 100 times, right? You know what? I have a tire story to tell you. I used to work for the state of Florida years and years and years and years. I worked with juvenile delinquents, and I was basically there to help them get back on the right track. And I was called community youth leader was my title, and it was such a discouraging job because it was so hard to change people's hearts, to try to get them to see, stop doing it that way and start doing it this way. And I felt like I went nowhere. And I left the job and went on to do other things like radio, for example. I was in my car one time and I had a truck behind me flashing its lights. And I pulled over thinking the guy wanted to talk to me. Here comes a young man wearing glasses, and he reaches out his hand to shake my hand. I say, "Do I know you?" He says, "Yeah. You're the guy who told me that I should get a real job." I said, "Really?" And so all the people I thought I hadn't helped at all, at least there was evidence that one person had, and he went into the tire business, is the connection there. And he was working for a tire company. I was trying to remember if it was the one, Advanced Tire. Boy, it sounds so familiar. But anyway, I don't know if he worked for you or not. And if he did, he was a good guy.
It's a fairly new company, but...
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this goes way back. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I don't have the Johnny Depp gene, so I do look as old as I am.
You are good looking, though.
Wow. Ladies?
We all want to come back.
You want to come back? Well, anyway, so, one thing I wondered about tires, specifically, if I could ask a tire question.
Sure.
The high-performance tires?
Mm-hmm.
I have them. I don't need them. I'm not a high-performance driver. But they're so expensive compared to the non-high-performance tires. Is it possible to change the wheels so that I don't have to have those high-performance tires?
Depending on the vehicle.
Oh, really?
That's the specifications for the vehicle.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why they really typically go with that high-performance tire.
It just seems like there's not much space between the road and the rim.
There's really not. Those low-profile tires, are really cutting edge on the technology that's going on with the vehicles today.
Really? I can see the connection between all of your guests.
That's what Innovation Ocala does, brings businesses together. So that's why we're here.
Yeah, so everybody has an obviously great contribution they're making to all of us here, in this case, all in Ocala. And that's what the magazine is trying to show us, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
So how do you do that? I mean, how do you figure it out?
We actually wanted to promote entrepreneurs to get investors and to get those people that makes decisions. So we came up with a list of top business and community leaders, and that's who receives the magazine right now.
Okay.
So it's one of the best Virgin Media magazines, but it's a business one, so they have the experience on printing and layout and content and everything like that. So it was an easy process for us having Best Virgin Media help with this project.
I see some familiar faces in here. I see some familiar names in here.
Absolutely.
I see Mrs. Fakori.
Yes, Minal actually writes a monthly column. We have a column by the Kevin Sheely from the CEP.
Okay.
We have a column by Kurt Broman, CEO of Childhood Development Services. So it's just articles about business and professional development and about just letting the community, communicating those business and leadership articles to the decision makers.
You know, and even though Paul and Josh have something tangible, whether it's a building or a new set of tires, the commonality is it's a service. I mean, you're all serving. Karen is serving us, obviously, in a way that nobody else could ever serve us. In fact, that's true for all of you. So when a magazine comes together to do that, to kind of point it out, it not only serves us again by showing us who's out there, but it helps the businesses as well get their light shined on them a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. It's a very niche market that the businesses reach. It's branding, top of mind awareness, and really communicating your message to this niche market if you're planning to expand, or if you have a new business, or if you have a new line of products.
By the way, I want to tell you something. On the website for WOCA for this show, there's a globe. And every time somebody is looking at our page from another place on the globe, there's another red dot. We have a new red dot on Albania. Somebody in Albania is watching you. Did you know that?
That's awesome.
It's red because it's the flag, so it's probably that's why.
No. There's a red dot. Anytime somebody tunes in.
Okay. Yes.
It means that somebody's watching.
Yes, actually, my family knew that I was going to be on the radio show.
So let me look real closely, see if I can see them waving. No, I'm just teasing. So who's watching? Who's home?
It's probably my mom, my sisters, and my dad.
What's the town?
Tirana.
What's it?
Tirana.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell them hi. Say hi.
Say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Well, thank you all for coming in. Fun segment today that Jim allowed us to have some fun with all of you. I'm very pleased with this segment. Thank you all for coming in. Claudiana Palucci. Am I saying your name right?
Yes.
Okay. Josh Gwynn, I think I got your name. Paul Stantiford.
Correct.
Good to see you again. Thank you so much for coming in here. And Karen Lorzell, thank you all for coming in.
Thank you.
Larry, for having us.
Bigger than the thank you for coming in. Thank you for the contribution to this community. You're making the world a better place by doing what you do.
Certainly.
Thank you.
All right, we will push forward, take a little break, and we'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA.
The Huckabee Report is brought to you by Dairy Queen, Silver Springs, Ocala.
Howdy, folks. RL here to invite you to Dairy Queen for a great new meal. Dairy Queen's now serving 3 different $5 meals. Hot dogs with chili, cheese, slaw, whatever. Quarter pound with cheese, loaded up any way you like it. Solid filet chicken tenders. And each meal comes with fries, a drink, and a sundae from